So, hello everyone, welcome to Power Talk. Our guest today is a visionary entrepreneur. She's a holistic health expert and a best-selling author. Meet Sarmistha Mitra.
Hello,
Sarmistha, thank you so
everyone.
much for being
Hi.
here today with us, especially on a Wednesday morning. Thank
Oh,
you for
yeah.
taking our time.
Mornings are all for me. I start working from 12 in the afternoon till
Wow.
9 o'clock.
Okay, lovely. So I want to tell you a little bit more about Sharmishta. She's the CEO of the Wellness Sanctuary in Dubai. She believes firmly in the power of mental muscles and helps people to unlock their hearts and minds through self-healing and self-discovery. Her own wellness journey began as an empty nester. When her son went off to university studies, she found herself to be in a dark phase, struggling to find love for herself and for life. But there was also a turning point in her life. She learned to rebuild herself, and she's come up with her own therapy to mold the subconscious mind. She's a transpersonal psychologist, a regression specialist, a hypnotherapist, an NLP practitioner, a dream work interpretation analyst, and now a best-selling author of two books, The Timeless Wisdom, a chronicle, and The
And
Intricate Web of Trauma, Bonding, and Attachment. Thank you so much, Sharmishta, for being with us, and we can't wait to hear from you.
the journey, from a housewife to who I am today has been really, really amazing. A lot of hard work,
Wow, we're going to
uh,
get into it.
just showing up every day to yourself, to what you believe, and the rest you surrender, and it happens.
Sure. So I want to begin by sharing with you, Sharmisha, that we've just finished reading Mirror Work by Louise Hay, which is kind of like a Bible of self-love. So I want to know from you that what is your version of self-love?
So, self love, according to how I understood in this journey of mine, is actually loving yourself when you are feeling miserable, not when you're feeling good or not trying to change the feeling. So, even if when you are sad, can you love yourself then? Even if when things are not going right, can you still love yourself then? And if you can do that, that is true self love. Not distracting yourself with a gift or a spa massage or something. That's distraction therapy. That's not true self love. Do I make sense? We instantly want to feel happy. We want to change the inner feeling to instant happiness by distracting ourselves with, let's say, reading a book, listening to music, or going out and doing something. But that is not true self love. You cannot just not love yourself when you're feeling a feeling which you don't like to feel. So you have to learn that.
Okay, so now I would like to ask you that we just heard that you were a housewife and now you're the CEO of a wellness sanctuary. And what was that journey of being an empty nester and this transformation to reach here?
Uh, it was, as I said, years and years of extreme hard work. Because, when we have families, we have social life, we have commitments, it's not easy to take time. And it's not like overnight you become a therapist or an entrepreneur. There has been constant education. I had to educate myself. So it took me about 10 years of constant studies into the intricacies of human mind, human psychology, human behavior, how we do what, why we do what we do. Especially at the time of crisis, why everyone or the best person on the planet changes drastically when we are facing crisis. So what is actually happening internally, and how can we change that internal story, that inner dynamics, or the inner the platform that's happening inside, which we are not in touch with. So when my son was about to leave, the only thing that I can teach all of you is proactive self care can help you prevent a lot of crisis. In my life, it was all about doing something proactively, not waiting for depression to hit me and, rolled down on the floor and cry, feeling like a victim. But when I was very attached to my son emotionally, like I was an emotionally dependent mother, one child. Raising him up was my only mission in life. And when he was about to leave home, like he was in ninth grade and there were 3 more years left, and I could anticipate that what kind of a mom I'm going to be when he leaves for university. Maybe I would be just calling him up every day and saying how much I miss him, or why is he not calling me? Why is he not texting me? All of that. And then I said, I have no purpose in life once he leaves home. I need a purpose. I need to do something to change my life in a way where I don't wake up thinking I don't have anything to do tomorrow. So that's my journey. That's how it all started.
Wow. So we've heard about strength training for our muscles, but what are these mental muscles and how do we build that? And you've come up with your own decode you therapy to mold the subconscious mind. And please
Right.
tell us about it.
Um, so our autonomous nervous system, our brain, only understands language of safety and threat. So when we are safe, feeling safe, as in you're feeling happy, you're feeling loved, you're feeling safe. When you're feeling safe, you're in the best of your behavior. But when you're feeling threatened, unsafe, then the worst behavior activates. But that worst behavior is only a defense mechanism, right? You said you want to stand up for yourself. That means you want to defend yourself. So that defense mechanism only activates when your threat signal activates. That means your mind is on high alert. That's when I understood that, I created a method how to switch off the alert in the mental state. And if you can switch off that alert state, your autonomous nervous system immediately goes into the rest and digestion mode from the fight and flight mode. And if you can do that, you can have control over all your behavior as well as all the functions in your body. Because when your body is on high alert, the only function of the autonomous nervous system is fight and flight, defense. But digestion, circulation, excretion, all the other normal functions of the body become secondary. That's why we have so much of health issues when we are constantly under stress. So this method Decode You was created with this understanding and with the aspiration to put the subconscious mind and the autonomous nervous system back to rest by learning the method.
Beautiful. And you here, we also, both of your books are here. So tell us your path to becoming an author and what inspired you to write these lovely books.
I don't know if you have read this book called Living with the Himalayan Masters by Swami Rama.
No, I haven't.
If you haven't, then that's like my go-to book,
Okay.
and which transformed my life and my understanding, my perception of life completely. So there was a story in this book where this yogi, he went to his master, and the master tells him to go and fetch water from a well. He goes to fetch the water and he sees that the water is completely dirty. So he goes and complains to the master that, how can you ask me to get the water from the well? The water is completely dirty. Then the master says, go and look at the water again. And now he goes and looks at the water again. And that is when he learns to change his perception. And the moment he changes his perception, the water becomes nectar. It's no longer dirty water. From this, I learned the power of perception. So, if you can change your negative perception of something, that same thing can become positive in your life. And all these two books is based on how I have encountered through client stories, through the people I've met in my life, how their negative perception of life was transformed through their change of perception. And that includes, this one is about trauma bonds, how you understand that, people who go through relationship bond, like traumas, over and over again, they create a pattern because they are looking into life with the same perception every time. So they're making the same mistake, same choices, same decisions, outcome will also be the same. And or the only way to break free is to change the perception. So it's all about what the books are about. This book, Timeless Wisdom, is all about stories of real people who I met, my clients, my family, my friends, how they changed their life by changing perception. And this is solely about the mind, the neuroscience of trauma, and how you can get over trauma relationships by changing again your neurochemistry.
As you know that we are a book club, so I would like to know from you that who are your favorite authors and books that you love to read. We just heard about one of them, but
and then there
others.
was this other one. I don't know also if you have read about it. It's Swami Yogananda, his book of autobiography of a yogi.
Mm-hmm.
And these two books came to me. I was not looking for these books, or no one recommended these books to me,
Okay.
So I don't know why I picked them up, and they became the pillar stone of my journey. And once you understand, like the way I am into human mind and human behavior, so everything that I read now, I analyze the behavior of the characters in the book. Where is it coming from, or what is happening at the background of their mind to make certain choices that they are taking, or doing those actions that they are doing. So I have become a complete, like analysis is my only thing that I do. So when I read a book, I don't enjoy reading the book anymore as I should have in the past. But now I go into the depth of how the mind has functioned, or how the author, when the author is writing the book, what is going on in her or his mind. So that's all I do.
So many of us here are moms,
Yeah.
and in a few years, we might also end up having an empty nest. So please tell us how we can empower and build ourselves so that we can fight the blues we might feel then.
So if you have another child, I have only one son. So the nest becomes completely empty when the child goes away. But when you have more than one kid, of course, there is another responsibility that your focus goes there. But as human beings, whether you're an empty nester or not, the only thing that you need to focus on is finding a purpose for yourself. Whatever you do doesn't matter. Just find a purpose. And when you wake up every morning with the purpose in your mind, life changes completely. And you start to see the beauty in every small things that's happening in life. But purposeless life is that is what causes depression, sickness, relationship crisis, everything. The root cause is not having a purpose in life. So find a purpose in life if you haven't already.
And you shouldn't wait for your empty
You shouldn't
to the
wait
nest to be empty,
at
and
all.
I think
At
begin
all. You
sooner.
shouldn't wait for the crisis to hit you. You
Mhm.
should be proactive.
So thank you so much, Sharmishta. We had such a wonderful discussion and so many things. I think we learned a lot. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.